Raju, you are good to go.
Okay. Hello and welcome students and mentors and others to the next GTECH 𝝁Learn um, Industry Connect program. As you know, GTECH is an association of all the technology companies in Kerala, and one of the groups in GTECH is the Academic and Technology Focus Group, who is running the 𝝁Learn program. I think almost everybody would be aware of the 𝝁Learn program, which aims to connect students with companies, create peer learning groups, create networks of the students, and gain karma points and learn so that they can enter the industry with a set of very useful skills. As part of this program, um, many of the companies in the industry have come forward to conduct programs specific for that company. In the past, we had several companies who have started their program within the 𝝁Learn framework. And today, I'm pleased to invite Thinkpalm, uh, one of the prominent companies in Technopark, who have come forward with their program for the student and mentor enablement. So, welcome all. I also like to appreciate the effort of the 𝝁Learn team, which is led by Deepu as well as Raja and Vishnu and others, and supported, very strongly supported by a number of students and volunteers who are maintaining the whole system, organizing all the activities and events. Great appreciation to all of them. And I hand it over to um, the Thinkpalm team to take over and start the program. Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you so much, Rajiv. This is Sangeeta here. I manage the HR team for Thinkpalm Technologies. Joining me in the discussion today is Rajesh M. Jose. We have Akhil Krishnan and also Mahesh K. M. Rajesh M. Jose is a Senior General Manager, Projects and Delivery. Yeah. Mahesh K. M. is from the project team, project management. And Akhil Krishnan is our architect. So they would be joining us in the technical discussion after the company overview. At the very outset, I would like to thank GTECH for creating a platform like this for an organization like ours who sincerely believe in nurturing the young talent, and we have been practicing this for years now, and it's a proven funda for us that we do have, we've been able to onboard, hire, onboard, and train great young talents and who have been great assets for the organization. And we continue our endeavor of hiring, onboarding, and training young talents and creating great professionals out of the young talents. So we once again thank GTECH for creating a platform like this, because an endeavor that we've been handling in a silo form, wherein we today we have a platform for us to meet so many young talents. So Thinkpalm is extremely happy to be a part of this platform, and we would see our best that we would have the best contribution to this platform. So we will start with an organization overview and also as to about what our organization is about, what is the offerings that we have for the young talents. So all this we have actually summed it up in a video. I would like the team to play the video for us now, and then after which we'll take it up for discussion. Now, if we do have any questions, So followed by the video, we have a small engagement and an interactive activity. Yeah, over to you.
We started Thinkpalm in October 2010 with the vision of creating an organization that will work as a business and technology partner of our customers worldwide.
We founded Thinkpalm with a clear vision to be a niche product engineering and services company.
We founded Thinkpalm with a vision of being a technology company.
Across 3 design centers, we cover mobility, communication, and enterprise businesses.
We have 3 development centers in Cochin, Trivandrum, and Chennai. We attend to the product development and software service needs of our customers in 3 distinct verticals: enterprise, communication, and mobility.
With the product engineering mindset, we could build solutions and products which shortens the time to market for our communication customers and improves the business efficiency and productivity of our enterprise and mobility customers.
In mobility side, we offer advanced solutions for better user experience in iPhone, Android, and Windows mobile platforms.
Thinkpalm can innovate and deliver like a large conglomerate. It maintains sociability and versatility of a startup, a quality few companies can claim.
We have culturally diverse customers across the globe because we are flexible and have the capability to deliver customized and cost-effective solutions.
With all the technology fundamentals, we are delighted to work with some of the leading equipment manufacturers of the world.
We have fostered a quality-centric culture, encouraging each employee to be accountable for the quality of the products and services.
Globally, we have business operations in US, Japan, and Singapore. Besides these 3 major geographies, we focus in Middle East as well as Europe.
When we started Thinkpalm, we were blessed with 2 imperative aspects for any startup. First, being part of Synergy Group, who has stood with us from day one, and the second aspect, having a passionate team of like-minded individuals who are the major pillars of Thinkpalm today.
The initial team of the organization was built with familiar, close-knit faces who had the expertise and competency to build new products and prototypes.
There is a team of enthusiastic visionaries guiding us with a combined experience of more than 3/4 of a century. That's the kind of leadership we have.
Thinkpalm relentlessly drives product engineering and architecture that our clients see a value in.
In the enterprise vertical, we were successful in developing an end-to-end management solution for the shipping industry using the latest technology frameworks of .NET and Java. The communication vertical mainly focused on Layer 2, Layer 3, SDN, NFV, Cloud, and virtualization. In this, we developed different protocol stacks, a device management framework called Avishkar, and a network management system.
Thinkpalm gives us regular training sessions and interaction with experts that helps me keep pace with the industry trends.
There has been a lot of convergence in the technology space in the last couple of years, and we are continuing to metamorph and adapt ourselves.
Working with the latest technologies makes me feel relevant and competitive in this rapidly changing software industry.
Since inception, we are also keen in test automation, which we successfully accomplished later. We have set up a state-of-the-art test lab using IXIA and Spirent.
Thinkpalm's state-of-the-art testing labs, equipped with IXIA, Spirent devices, and world-class testing tools, coupled with skilled test engineers, have made us the sought-after partners for testing services.
We wanted Thinkpalm to be rooted on a very strong value system. We are an equal opportunity employer and have stressed on an inclusive model of employee engagement right from the start.
The fact is that efforts never go unnoticed here. We are encouraged to perform better each day because of the appreciation and incentives.
Our employees feel satisfied, productive and motivated as effective performance is rewarded and recognized in ways they highly value.
Some of the fundamental principles that we have believed from day one is to create an organization which is free from hierarchy traits, to provide a platform to innovate beyond any limits, and to be a united family at all times.
The best thing about Thinkpalm is the family-like atmosphere in here. It is cozy and very supportive, like a home away from home.
There is no hierarchy here that bogs me down. This open culture lets me express my product ideas with ease.
We make a difference in the tech world only because we have the freedom to think out of the box.
We intend to build and grow Thinkpalm on the strength of three main pillars: people, process and technology.
We understand the pulse of dynamic software development industry and make sure we ride the tide by adapting the latest norms including Agile, continuous development and DevOps.
Thinkpalm brings the best out of everyone.
The prime drivers of Thinkpalm is the passion to innovate, connect and empower both our customers and every single employee of Thinkpalm family.
There is so much passion at work. It reflects in the constant innovation seen in our products.
Beyond technology and business, we are a people company with a great and unique work culture.
Fun at work, that is not just a concept, but a reality in Thinkpalm. The real stress busters are when we get together for the birthday parties, for the fun Fridays, and of course, when we go out for the corporate outings.
My young and energetic team supports me through thick and thin. I enjoy the comfort of teamwork.
We are blessed with a great team and we spend each day with an objective to make the life of the people around us better.
Thinkpalm believes in creating positive impact in people's life. Through Think Life, the CSR initiative of Thinkpalm, we reach out to people in need.
The best thing that I cherish at Thinkpalm is the feeling of togetherness which we celebrate every day.
Our vision is to become the #1 product engineering company. Thank you for your continued support. I'm really excited to be part of this journey with you. Have success together. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for the video. And we have a small activity. All of us speak the same language, technology. So we have a small activity to engage all audience out here. And I hand over the baton to our technical team led by Rajesh, Akhil Krishnan, and Mahesh. So we'll have a small engagement activity as such. So over to you, Rajesh.
Yeah. Thank you, Sangeeta. Good evening, all. So it is so good to have you all here. So technology, we are all looking for a career in technology path. So technology is a transformer. It changes life, it changes scenarios, it changes individuals, the society, country, it crosses the borders, it transcends the borders. So we are looking for you all are looking for an exciting journey. I've been a veteran in the technology domain. I have crossed borders, enjoyed what technology offers. So you are all looking forward to a very exciting journey in the future in the technology line. And believe me, it is going to be very, very exciting. It transforms. That is the beauty of it. It crosses borders. It goes beyond rules. It unites people, society, cultures, and it allows you to go beyond your limitations. When I say limitations, even as an individual. So this journey transforms you. I am not the same person.
Rajesh, your voice is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like you are muted.
You able to hear me now? Hello? You able to hear me now?
Yeah, we can, but the echo is there, Rajesh.
What about now? Is it okay now?
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine now.
Okay. Yeah. I'll start all over again. Yeah. So what I was talking about was about technology. Yeah. How technology transforms individual, society, countries, situations. So you are in people looking towards taking a exciting journey towards the technology and the technology path. So what I said is like technology transforms. It crosses borders, it transcends borders, it unites people, it unites individuals as a society. And it lets you go beyond your limitations. That is the beauty of it. It lets you go beyond the limitations of a society, a tribe, a country, and individual. I'm not the same person I had been before 25 years while I used to take this technology path. So it transformed me as well. So aspiring technology professionals, students, you are also looking forward to a very exciting journey in the technology path. So I'm very sure that you will be looking to the industry to work on some latest cutting edge technology. So that is the beauty of it. So you all want to thrive on the latest, waves of the technology. We are also part of it. So we are very proud to us. Thinkpalm, we are very proud to say that we are all part of that cutting edge technology and the latest waves of technology. So what we are going to do here is we are going to tell you some buzzwords in the industry, some of the cutting edge technologies which is changing the world as of now, as it is happening right now. So there is going to be information technology is going to take the world by, I'll go into details when we discuss these buzzwords. So what we are going to do is like we will tell you a few buzzwords in the industry, and we would like to hear from you as young aspiring technology people. We would like to hear from you. What is your understanding on that? Because these buzzwords are not just a buzzword, but these buzzwords are actually the trending technology waves which is going to change the world in the very near future. How we are going to communicate, how we are going to trade, how we are going to transact, how we are going to get treated for our diseases, how we are going to, travel, how we are going to have entertainment. So all these things are going to get affected by these buzzwords. So there is a lot of things behind these buzzwords. But then we would like to see, I interview a lot of people. I interview freshers as well as, people who are seeking lateral entry into our organization. So I always listen to them. What is their understanding? And where we are standing as a company with respect to your expectations and aspirations. So each of these buzzwords are loaded. It has got a lot of background. It has got a lot of depth. So we would like to hear from you individuals. What is your understanding on these buzzwords? And further to that, we will explain what are we doing with respect to these buzzwords. So this is going to be very beneficial to you. Listen very carefully because these are not just buzzwords we are taking from either. We are working on this technology spectrums. We are working on these verticals. So we will showcase in front of you what we are doing with respect to each of these technology domains and we are talking about. But then before that, we would like to hear from you what you think about these buzzwords. What is your understanding? From there, we'll catch up and we'll explain to you how these things are going to. What are we doing as a company on these verticals, and what we can offer to you if you come to your company and as a professional when you complete your education and step into a company, what we can offer to you. So that we will explain. So each of these buzzwords I'll put in front of you. One of you can switch on. Whoever feels comfortable and have some familiarity. I'm not expecting hi-fi things. I'm just expecting the basic understanding. What is your basic understanding on these buzzwords? And then from there we will go to each of these buzzwords. I have my architects with me. They can go into any technical depth as we talk. So the first buzzword is like IoT. You all heard about this word. This single word is going to change the world in the future. Internet of Things. So one of you can switch on your mic and explain your understanding on IoT. Then from there we will get. I'm giving you an opportunity. Any one of you.
Yeah, Rajesh, one comment on that. So if someone want to speak in Malayalam, just go ahead. Forget about the language.
Of course. Yeah. Even I write stories in Malayalam, so I'm very good in Malayalam. Yeah, be confident. So we are just like technology is a socialist. All are equal in terms of technology, correct?
Yeah.
So there is no difference. So anybody can talk. Even the minimum understanding is good enough. It inspires me, correct? When you have something, it's like a handshake. Just tell me your basic understanding on IoT, Internet of Things. What have you heard about this word? What is your understanding?
Yeah, the students are watching it live, so they will be commenting it on YouTube and social media. So they are not inside the inside the call, so they cannot speak.
Okay, would you be in a position to switch on, enable them, one of them to talk if they express their desire to talk in the chat window? Is that be possible? Will that be possible?
Yeah, they will be able to chat. So I request students to type in, like, what do you think, like, what is IoT? Like, as per your knowledge, you can type it, and then we will be able to show it in the.
Sure.
Yeah, and we have Akash Sandosh here. Akash, you can talk. What is IoT? പറഞ്ഞോളൂ ആകാശേ, എന്താണ് IoT നിന്റെ അഭിപ്രായത്തിൽ?
Be comfortable, Akash. നമ്മുടെ ഏതൊരു basic level of understanding is appreciated. കാരണം അങ്ങനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ തുടങ്ങുന്നത്. കാരണം I remember as a student, what was my understanding, and when I came inside an organization, started working, how it changes. That's a natural transformation. അപ്പോൾ അതിനകത്ത് കൂടുതൽ കുറവൊന്നുമില്ല. So whatever you know about IoT, just put it in the window, chat window. I'll take it up from there.
Hello.
പറഞ്ഞോളൂ ആകാശ്.
സോ IoT ഞാൻ മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിടത്തോളം അതായത് നിയർ ബൈ ഡിവൈസ് തമ്മിൽ കണക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതെല്ലാം തമ്മിൽ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ളൊരു അത് കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് അത് കൺട്രോൾ ചെയ്യാം, അങ്ങനെയുള്ളൊരു ഇതാണ് ഞാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. അപ്പം അത് വെച്ചിട്ട് ഞാനിപ്പം എൻ്റെ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ്ങിൽ ഈ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ ആഡ്ഹോക്ക് ഡിവൈസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സെയിം നെറ്റ്വർക്കിൽ കണക്ട് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഡിവൈസ് തമ്മിൽ കണക്ട് ആവുക, അത് തമ്മിൽ ഒരു സീരിയൽ കണക്ഷനോ അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലും വൈഫൈ ബ്ലൂടൂത്ത് അങ്ങനെ എന്തെങ്കിലും വെച്ചിട്ട് കണക്ട് ചെയ്ത് തമ്മിൽ കമാൻഡ്സ് കൊടുക്കുക, യൂസ് ചെയ്യാം.
ഏത് ടൈപ്പ് ഡിവൈസസ് ആണ് ആകാശ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്? ഈ ഡിവൈസസ് ആകാശ് പറഞ്ഞല്ലോ, വാട്ട് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് ഡിവൈസസ്?
നോഡ് MCU, ESP8226, ഓർഡിനോ, പിന്നെ ലോറാവാൻ, ഇതൊക്കെ IoT-യിൽ പെടുന്നതല്ലേ?
ഇതെല്ലാം IoT-യുടെ ജാർഗൻസ് ആണ്. ഇവിടെ ഒരു വെരി ഗുഡ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് പോയിന്റ് ആകാശ്. ഐ അപ്രീഷിയേറ്റ് യുവർ ഡിവൈസ്. ആ ഡിവൈസ് എന്നുള്ള വേർഡാണ് അതിനകത്ത് ഒരു ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള വേർഡ്. ഇനി ലിസൺ വെരി കെയർഫുള്ളി വാട്ട് ഐ എം സേയിങ്. എന്താണ് ഈ IoT-യുടെ ഏറ്റവും ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള പോയിന്റ് എന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, ഡിവൈസസ്, ഹാർഡ്വെയർ ഡിവൈസസ്. ഇത്രയും നാള് ഒരു 30 years, I have around 30 years of experience in IT industry, so I am a veteran. So I've been watching right from Fox Pro. നിങ്ങൾ ഫോക്സ് പ്രോ എന്ന് കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടെന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ല. ഫോക്സ് പ്രോ തൊട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഡേറ്റ ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു, ഡേറ്റ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ട്, ഡേറ്റ ഉണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ ഈ ഡേറ്റ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത് പല മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ പർപ്പസിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. സോ അവിടെയെല്ലാം applications are mainly used by human beings, correct? A banking application, who is using the application? Human beings are using the application. A hospital management system, who is using that? The people are using that. ERP system in a big company, accounting module, everything is being by human. Software technology was revolving around human beings. So human beings were the human computer interface, or cognitive science has got a branch related to human computer interface. So human beings are interfacing with the computer, interacting with the computer through software application. ഇതാണ് അതിന്റെ ഒരു ഫണ്ടാന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പം human beings are generating data. So you step into a hospital. If you are not registered with that hospital, they'll ask you, good evening sir, what is your name, age, your registration is being done, you are part of the database. So you generated a data, you generated a record in their RDBMS system in the backend. So you are the generator of the data. A human being was the generator of the data. You are purchasing something from Amazon. What is happening? You are generating a record in the database system. As a transaction, as part of a transaction, you purchase something, a shirt, t-shirt, you bought a t-shirt and you created a transaction, and corresponding to that transaction, a record created. So human beings are generating data. ഇതാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇത്രയും നാള് ഈ ഒരു ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ കണ്ടുവന്നിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ട്രെൻഡ്. What is going to change is like devices or equipments or machines are going to create data moving forward. Very important point. So equipments, devices, vehicles, a transformer, a huge device in the factory floor, a transformer in a substation, a ship, an aircraft, a crane, everything can generate data. That data can go into a software system for analytics, for inferences, for taking decisions, for proactive maintenance, predictive maintenance. So that is what the core of IoT. Internet of Things. The things word is, you Akash mentioned this as devices. I am translating it as any device. It can be your fan, it can be your refrigerator, it can be your vehicle, it can be an aircraft, it can be a ship, it can be any device which is working. It can be a lamp, a street lamp. This is the beauty of it. So what is happening is like in IoT, the fundamental thing is like any device can be connected to internet. Not a computer, not a networking device, not a mobile phone, but any device which can generate some digital data. I will tell you a simple example. Your vehicle, suppose your dad or mom, they own a car, okay? It has got a dashboard, and a lot of information is coming from the engine to the dashboard. For example, the speed of the vehicle, the RPM of the engine, the temperature, and a lot of information, the fuel level. All these things are shown as digitally, correct? So there is a digital console, a mechanical engine, a mechanical IC engine, an internal combustion engine, which is generating all these parameters through sensors. This data is coming to the dashboard, and the driver, whoever he he is watching this data in the digital console. And if your car is a modern vehicle, if you look at below your driving seat, if you open the console below that, there is a drive called OBD drive, onboard diagnostics drive. When you give your vehicle for servicing, that is where they connect a laptop and they have a software. All your engine parameters, digital parameters will be shown in the software. So that means they will switch on the car and connect the laptop and they will see what is the fuel level. Okay, every sensor, sensors are inbuilt. The company, if you have Hyundai engine, if you have any other engine, Benz or any BMW, any engine, or a Tata, any mechanical engine, IC engine has got sensors inbuilt, and those sensors are producing this data and sending it as a digital information to the console. This can be tapped from the OBD drive. That is the beauty of it. Usually it is being done when you give your vehicle for servicing. But what if I connect a small device, Wi-Fi device, which is called a OBD drive, onboard diagnostic device, connected to that drive, and I will be able to tap that data, and using Wi-Fi, I will be able to send that data to a cloud application. What is the beauty of it? When you are driving the vehicle, every second, as you decide, this information, what is your speed, what is your location, what is your fuel level, what is your retardation, what is your acceleration, what is the engine temperature, everything is being pumped to cloud, and anybody who wants to monitor you as you are driving your vehicle can real-time monitor you using this information. Does it change the world?
Yeah, Rajesh, I mean, the last few years back, I have worked in that kind of project. It's like it's for a French company. They are using for insurance and second-hand sales. So they are collecting the data and they are they are giving the value for your car. You are a rash driver, your value will be go down. Then your insurance price will be high, and then the second-hand sales, the market will be go down your car. So that kind of practical usages are there.
You had an implementation. You had a beautiful implementation of IoT. So you are monitored as a driver. How is your drive? You want to improve your driving? You want to improve your fuel efficiency? Your retardation is too harsh. You apply brakes too harsh, and your acceleration is too harsh. You are getting a feedback, and you can get a feedback, and from that you can improve your driving habits and thereby earning money by having better mileage. See, already end-to-end, how IoT is helping us to change the world. You buy a modern fan, you will be able to control it from your mobile device. It is an IoT device. How are you getting this control over your fan through your mobile? It is, as Akash said, either the fan has to be connected to your mobile device through a Wi-Fi connectivity, or the fan has to communicate to a cloud application, a server application, and your mobile should be connected to the cloud application. So how it is going to change the world is like, I'm concluding this. If you have listened very carefully, this is an engineering application you will be using in the future, because when you come into the industry, you will be working more on, more on projects like this, because IT has matured with respect to human interaction applications. So we have a lot of ERP systems, we have customized applications, so it will continue. AI will continue, all these things will continue, but then the IoT thing, the mission data, it has got a very important role in the future. So listen very carefully. Any device, whether it is a mechanical device or an electronic device, it can be hooked up to the internet so that real time it can send its parameters, vital parameters, to the cloud, to the internet application, and anybody who wants to monitor this device real time will be able to do that, and a reverse control, that is known as automation level 4, you will be able to control in your panchayat. If you look at if you have an IoT implemented in street lights, I will tell you what happens. So in the street lights, they switch on at 6 o'clock, 6:30. What if you connect a sensor to the so you complain that the street lights are not switched on time, and sometimes you see the street lights are on during the day. Why? Somebody as a human being has forgotten to switch it off. So simple implementation. What you have a light sensing diode, a sensor connected to the lamp, and so that the lamp is in the lamp is in communication with the IoT application, and from a application you will be able to centrally switch on and switch off the street lights when the light is dim or light is intense. So that is an application. So any device can be controlled. Any device can be switched on and off remotely. So that is the beauty of IoT. What we do now, I will come to Thinkpalm. What are we doing with respect to IoT? So when the IoT application is heavy, it is for a heavy engineering equipment or something. When the number of sensors are much more than the normal way, it is called an industrial IoT application, which is acronym as IIoT, Industrial IoT, Industrial Internet of Things. So what we do, as Sangeeta has mentioned, we do a lot of marine projects because we are a group company of Synergy. Synergy is into ship management. So we do a lot of projects in the marine vertical. So what happens is like a ship is in the sea, correct? Nobody has got a direct visibility. So people who are ship is a very costly affair. If you check out the price of a cargo ships, it is in millions of dollars. So everybody is interested in the ship, the whereabouts of the ship. What is happening in the ship? How is this equipment working? How is the main engine working? How is the navigation system working? What is the ROV, reserve on board? What is the fuel level? How is the auxiliary engine working? So the chief engineer on the ship will be sending a report, but that can be a daily report. But then the superintendents, engineers who is sitting in the shore office would be like to have a real-time information of these whereabouts and parameters of the ship. So we are doing an application called Smart Ship, which is revolutionizing the shipping industry. We are taking around 4,000 data points from the ship. Every equipment with respect to navigation, main engine, and cargo is sending data to a cloud application. When I say cloud application, it is hosted in the cloud, public cloud, and superintendents sitting on the shore can see a digital twin of the main engine. Not that word, digital twin. You'll hear that word. Digital twin means a main engine, a ship engine is too big. It has got hundreds of sensors, and each we are on the cloud application on a browser, a simple browser like Chrome or Firefox. We are launching this application, and you will be able to see a clone of the engine in a three-dimensional way, and each vital parameter of the engine as it is received from the ship is shown at respective parts of the engine. So anybody looking at the shore side is not dependent on the chief engineer. Chief engineer പറയേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല ഷിപ്പില്. പക്ഷേ ഈ ഷോറിലിരിക്കുന്ന ആൾക്ക് ഈ എഞ്ചിന്റെ വൈറ്റൽ പാരാമീറ്റേഴ്സ് റിയൽ ടൈമിൽ കാണാൻ പറ്റും. How was the engine working before 1 hour? Just play back, play forward. So real time. So this is one implementation of how it is going to prevent accidents. How it is going to prevent accidents? That is the next buzzword. How it is going to prevent accidents. If this data comes, so suppose you all know how a IC engine works. There are valves. Suppose the valve clearance is coming from sensor to the cloud. The valve clearance is 3 millimeter. So every 5 seconds, the IoT application is sending this data to the cloud. 3 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 3 millimeter. For years, it will continue 3 millimeter. A valve clearance is a constant. It will not change unless and until the spring is going to be faulty. Suppose at one point after 5 years, if the valve clearance is suddenly coming as 6 millimeter, what does that show? It shows that there is going to be a fault with the valve. So an algorithm which is looking into this data can raise a flag. Hey, you are going to have a problem with this device because it is showing a erratic value. So it can save life. Flight engines are connected to IoT. It is pumping data. So even though in one of the recent flight accidents, I will conclude with this incident. Indonesian flight has vanished. But then the air company, the company knew exactly that after the pilot has disconnected from the navigation system, the flight was flying for 6 hours. How did they know? Because the main engine was sending data through IoT to a cloud application. So they knew exactly, even after the purposefully or deliberately or not, if the pilot has shut off all the normal navigation system, even then the flight was flying up 6 more hours after they shut off the navigation systems, because it was pumping data to the IoT. Engine parameters were being sent. So this is what IoT is. I'm moving to the, due to the limitation of time, I'm moving to the next buzzword. Sorry. The next one is the public cloud. One of you can explain. So I have two cloud experts with me. They are architects. So I will let them talk more on that. One of you can say, what is your understanding on public cloud? This is again going to change the world in the coming years. It is already happening. We are already caught up in the cloud wave. Thinkpalm as a technology company. But then one of you, please chip in with your understanding and your knowledge on public cloud.
It's open to the audience, but please give us the response.
Maybe you can share the response in the chat so that actually we can also let know.
More interactive part, you will get more information as well. We will, gain more knowledge.
Yeah.
By the time we conclude the session. No.
Yeah. Public cloud എന്താണെന്ന് നിങ്ങൾ ആരെങ്കിലും ഒരാൾ പറഞ്ഞില്ല, ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളൊരു വഴക്കൂടും. കാരണം അത് വളരെ വളരെ ഡേ ടു ഡേ ലൈഫ് നിങ്ങൾ യു ആർ ഓൾറെഡി യൂസിങ് ഇറ്റ്, സോ യു നോ ഇറ്റ്.
ആകാശേ പറയൂ, എന്താണ് പബ്ലിക് ക്ലൗഡ്?
അതായത് എന്താ തേർഡ് പാർട്ടി, അതായത് ഈ AWS, ഗൂഗിൾ ക്ലൗഡ്, അതൊക്കെ അല്ലേ?
Correct. You said it. So you said what was I was expecting to hear you said it. AWS is a public cloud. Google public cloud, GBC is a public cloud. Azure is a public cloud. And I will let Akhil Krishna talk a little on how cloud is going to change the way we are computing. 30 years back, how I was computing, that's not the same way. When a project comes, now how I am setting up my development environment, how I am architecting. Akhil is an architect. So when a company comes to us, a US company or a Japanese company or an Israel company comes us with a business problem, they approach us, hey, we have a business like this and we want a solution. And my first question is, yes sir, can I knit your solution around public cloud? Are you willing to take your solution to cloud, public cloud, AWS or Azure or Google Cloud? If they say yes, that is my first choice. Now the industry's first choice is public cloud. Previous times, it was like we will have a server or the customer will have a dedicated server. That is a public cloud machine. It is a server sitting on internet, but it is very private. It is an on-premise server, I would say. Even though it is in a data center, it is a private cloud. So the public cloud is owned by these companies, either Google or Azure, or there are other players as well, but these are the major players. So even developing the application, okay, even though it is Java, even though it is C#, Python, the way the solution is architected has changed now, because cloud has got a lot of offerings. Some of the offerings of cloud with respect to solutioning, software solutioning, Akhil will talk to you. Akhil, over to you.
Yeah. Good evening, team. Thanks Rajeshi for giving the opportunity. So team, so as you might know, so how the cloud actually changed the world now. So earlier days, so when you want to develop some software applications, how you usually develop actually, so you'll be taking either of any prominent technologies like a .NET or Java, and you will be only focused on developing those applications in that technology, right? So that has been changed a lot now. So that has been changed in the sense so now when you're actually developing in your applications, you don't need to worry about so where actually these application going to be hosted. So whether actually, so we need to purchase a new server upfront for deploying these applications. Earlier days, so when you want to develop an applications, so you should keep in mind so for your applications, you want to purchase a web server. So with this capacity, so 25 GB of RAM and so having a i7 processor, so then only actually you can able to deploy your applications. So to purchase a server, so you need to pay some amount upfront. So once actually this server is actually purchased, the thing is you cannot able to upgrade the servers to a particular extent. If you're actually going to upgrade the servers, the already purchased server capacities, you maybe actually lose, so you'll be end up with losing money. So now in that terms, the cloud, AWS cloud or any cloud providers actually change the world now. So you don't need to purchase any cloud upfront. So AWS or cloud is basically something like actually, so you'll be able to get it remotely. So cloud is the term normally, so if you want something, so you will be able to get it remotely. For an example, if you want to have a server, so you don't need to purchase it. So what you can actually rent it from a cloud provider like AWS or Azure or Google GCP. So these are the prominent cloud providers out in the market. So these cloud providers are actually providing different kind of solution to you. So among these solution, so these solutions are actually categorized under three categories. One is infrastructure as service, and another one platform as service, and the third one is actually the software as service. They not only provide you servers or physical disk or anything to you. So rather than they'll be providing more solution to you, rather than actually developing a full application from the scratch, you can able to take the capability from an existing cloud solution. For an example, if you want to send an email, so you don't need to develop a solution to send an email. Rather, there are services which are actually already available in the cloud market. You can use them for sending an email. So what actually you need to do, you need to just use their services for sending an email. Public cloud is nothing less so when you want to develop an applications, if you want to have a server with you, then so you can actually go and purchase a server with a capacity of 2 GB RAM initially. So then later point of time, actually you want to increase the size of the servers to a particular amount. So you don't need to discontinue the complete thing. So rather, you can actually scale up the instances. Scale up the instance in the sense, so initially you purchase a server with a 2 GB of RAM in capacity. Then later you realize actually you'll be having more users with your applications. Then actually you want to leverage your applications to support 1,000 members. Okay, so for in that case, actually you just need to upgrade the servers to a 4 GB of RAM, or actually like that. So there are different technologies out for deploying our applications nowadays these days. You can actually either deploy the applications into purchasing a VM or virtual servers, or you can even deploy your applications as a Dockerized environments. So Dockerized environment in the sense, so previously, so when you are actually developing in applications, if you want to develop an applications, you might actually want to have Windows or Linux as the base OS. And then to run your applications, you may need to install a .NET or any other dependencies, right? So now these days, this is actually changed a lot. So to deploy your applications, you don't need to worry about the complete infrastructures. So that can be packaged into a single solution called a Docker. So the cloud these days are actually changed a lot, and we are actually having different applications which are actually running in the cloud, so AWS and Azure. So these are the two prominent cloud providers out there in the market now. So these two cloud providers are actually owning 70% of the complete share out in the global. So we have different solution which are actually developed for different customers there in the market now. So these are actually developed by using the latest .NET technologies and latest IoT technologies, and also actually, so even if you want to develop an application, so that is a kind of Hadoop or big data kind of analysis. For an example, like assume you'll be having a data of a very large in size, like 1000 GB of data which you have, right? So if you want to generate a report from a 1000 GB of data, so it will be very tedious for you to create some algorithm or create some program in the initial days, even
On that context, Akhil, on that particular context, I want to say an example, which suppose Akash ഒരു software professional ആയിട്ട് കയറി എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക. A Spanish company is coming to you. They are asking you, we want a platform, OTT platform, where movies can be played. ഇപ്പോൾ അഖിൽ പറഞ്ഞ കപ്പാസിറ്റി ഇൻക്രീസ് ആണ്, നമുക്ക് കപ്പാസിറ്റി ആൻഡ് പെർഫോമൻസ് ക്ലൗഡിലേക്ക് ഓപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. നമുക്ക് 2 GB 4 GB പോകണമെന്നില്ല. അതെങ്ങനെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഞാൻ ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ പറയാം. ലിസൺ വെരി കെയർഫുള്ളി. ഒരു സ്പെയിനിലുള്ള ഒരു കമ്പനി വന്നിട്ട് പറയാണ്, ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് സ്പാനിഷ് മൂവീസ്, സ്പെയിനിലെ ആളുകൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി സ്പാനിഷ് മൂവീസ് പ്ലേ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം വേണം. ഈ OTT പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം നിങ്ങൾ ചെയ്തു തരണം. അപ്പൊ സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യുന്നു, ഒരു മൂവി പ്ലെയർ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും, അതിനകത്ത് ഒരു വെബ് ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. സോ ആകാശിന്റെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റൻ അവരോട്, ക്യാൻ ഐ ഗോ വിത്ത് ക്ലൗഡ്, പബ്ലിക് ക്ലൗഡ്? യെസ്, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ ആൻസർ. So you are going with the cloud. You are developing an application. ആ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ വളരെ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ആപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ ആണ്. എന്ത് സ്പാനിഷ് മൂവീസ് എല്ലാം എവിടെയെങ്കിലും സ്റ്റോർ ചെയ്യണം. സോ വെർ ഇസ് ദ സ്റ്റോറേജ് ഈസ് പ്രൊവൈഡഡ് ബൈ ക്ലൗഡ്. സോ ആമസോണിലാണെങ്കിൽ S3 എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഫയൽ സ്റ്റോറേജിൽ എത്ര മൂവി വേണമെങ്കിലും കൊണ്ടുവരാം. നമ്മളൊരു സെർവർ വയ്ക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അതിന്റെ കപ്പാസിറ്റി ഈസ് ഇറ്റ് ഇനഫ്? നോ. സോ ഇനിഷ്യലി ദേ ആർ കമ്മിങ് വിത്ത് 1000 movies, and after 2 months they are saying we have 500 more movies. So you can just go to cloud or web interface. You can just subscribe for more storage space. You just pay as you subscribe. So that is what Akhil said, platform as a service. You get all these services by paying the money upfront. You can just swipe the credit card and get to space for 500 work movies. So 500 months. So now you have 1500 movies. Now your application is a very simple application. It's a movie player application. Anybody who logs in, or OTT platform, Amazon subscription, you just log in, give your username, password, you subscribe for 1 month or 6 months, pay the amount for that. Same application you develop Azure cloud കൊണ്ടിട്ട് ഫയൽ സ്റ്റോറേജിന് നിങ്ങൾ അഷ്യൂർ സർവീസിന്റെ തന്നെ S3 ലൊക്കേഷൻ ആണ് ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്നത്. Now next, the subscription കൂടി വരുവാണ്. ഈ പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം ഹിറ്റായി മാറി എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുക. So initially there were around 400,000 subscribers or 200,000 subscribers. Our movie watch ചെയ്യുന്നു, everything was working fine. One fine day, suddenly the company is calling Akash and saying, hey, people are not able to watch movie. It is hanging horribly. What is happening? So Akash will go and check as an engineer, what is happening with my application? You will check. You will see in the cloud, there is a cloud monitoring facility. How is the CPU usage? You see that the CPU usage is shooting up because the number of users subscribing to the platform has increased. What is the solution? So you cannot keep the application hanging. So you can ask for more CPU power. So how many GB RAM additionally you want? Just to go to the public cloud subscription interface. You log in, you subscribe for 8 more GB of RAM, more computing power. Everything is on track. See the beauty of it? You need not go for go to the data center, add more RAM, nothing is needed. So it is amazing. Every service is available. I'm talking about a few services. So ചെറിയ 1-2 services ആണ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്. File storage, computing storage, but then you want a solution for authentication. It is available there. Akhil, can you talk a little about some of the out-of-the-box services available in cloud?
So basically, with respect to, if you're actually going with respect to analysis of some data, like a big data, or so we are actually going with some Internet of Things, right? So we can able to use so there are actually different services like so Azure Synopsys is actually available in Azure for making some insight from a data, and we can actually do AI or ML related operations. So assume actually we'll be having a data which is actually very high in size, and we want to get some insight with respect to the data. Like the data can be in different format. It can be either in the structured format, or it can be either in the non-structured format. structured format in the sense like so when we are actually saving the data, so whether actually we can save the data in a relational database. So those data can be categorized as a structured database, since we know so what all the things which you're actually going to save inside a database, right? So there can be also data which are actually coming from different data sources, and those data we are actually not sure like what kind of data which we're actually going to deal with. So those kind of data which we actually can save inside a non-SQL kind of database, and from there like so will be end up with the too many data. So one is actually structured data and another one like so unstructured data. So if you want to generate a report or generate an insight from a set of data like this, so you can use some analytics tools like an AI or ML tools. So it will provide you some deep learning algorithms, so that actually you can use these deep learning algorithms to mine the data, and you can actually do some trend analysis or do some predictive analysis. So that actually you can, like for an example, assumes we are actually collecting the data for over a year of the personal belongings. So if you want to
Fine. Go ahead.
okay, so assume we are actually collecting the data for personal related data. So if you want to generate some insight with respect to the personal related data, like how the person is actually going to behave in the futures, so then actually such kind of analytics we can able to do with respect to predictive analysis or sentiment analysis. Those kind of things can be utilized.
So what does that mean for developers? നമ്മൾ ഒരു സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ ഡെവലപ്പർ എന്ന നിലയിൽ വാട്ട് ഇസ് ദ മീനിങ് ഓഫ് ഇറ്റ്? അതായത് ഒരു ഫംഗ്ഷനാലിറ്റി കോഡ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ എടുക്കുന്ന സമയം വളരെ കുറയും. കാരണം ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് അവൈലബിൾ ഔട്ട് ഓഫ് ദി ബോക്സ്. ആസ് ഹി സെഡ്, എ റിപ്പോർട്ടിംഗ് സർവീസ് ഈസ് ഡയറക്ട്ലി അവൈലബിൾ. authentication സർവീസ് നേരത്തെ നമ്മൾ കോഡ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. സോ മെനി ഓഫ് ദി തിങ്സ് വിച്ച് വി യൂഷ്വലി കോഡ്, ഒത്തിരി സമയമെടുത്ത് ഡെലിബറേറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് നമ്മൾ ഡെവലപ്പേഴ്സ് കോഡ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്ന സംഭവങ്ങൾ
IAM providers.
Yeah, correct. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Then, in addition to that, nowadays the serverless developments are very popular. So it's like a serverless development means definitely there is a server is there, but we don't want to worry about the server. So it will all thing will be taken care by Amazon or GCP, that kind of cloud providers. So when we are talking about Amazon point of view, they have a Lambda kind of things. So we can write the code in the Lambda. Then, as they said earlier, it's like 400 users just jumping to 2,000 users or 20,000 users. So the Amazon itself will be increase the number of servers to serve all the users. So instead of we are putting a threshold for each EC2 to check that, okay, if the threshold is come to 80%, then spin up the another server. That kind of things are not needed. So we can use the other this kind of Lambda for a serverless development. Then addition to that, earlier Rajesh said that we are copying files to S3. So S3 is like S3 bucket. It's like a folder in our machine. That's a folder in our cloud. It's a huge capacity. So they are not only the video. We can load lot of like JSON files or lot of things we can copy there. So in a traditional development, it's like we are loading that data to a particular database, formatting the data and putting in a database and querying that. But again, the AWS is providing another thing like Adana. So Adana will be query for you in the S3 buckets. They will convert your data to a NoSQL format and present it in front of you. And that kind of lot of services are available there. Then when we are talking about public cloud, again we can purchase a dedicated machine. It's like even when we are using the cloud, don't think like that machine is only owned by us. That's a huge machine. In that machine there is n number of virtual machines are they set up. So if you are not confident about our data, I mean our data security, then we want to keep totally separate. Then we can purchase a physical server in the cloud. So that is a subset of public cloud. So we will get a private cloud inside the public cloud. Then we can use the physical machines there. So they will provide a switch. It's like IoT switch. So we can turn off from here. The IoT switch will be manually or physically turn off the server or turn it back. That kind of things we can do. The part of AWS or GCP or Rackspace, DigitalOcean, this kind of things. Yeah, go ahead, Raj.
Yeah. I'm taking a little time on this because this is going to be your lifeline, buddies. My dear friends, not this buzzword. It is going to be very, very important in your life moving forward. You will hear this a lot. One interesting thing when Mahesh said about serverless architecture, you would have been remembering the Belco application which Kerala government has launched for booking during the pandemic time for beverages corporations. So for buying liquor, they have launched an application. What happened? If they would have gone to the cloud in the right way, the application wouldn't have been a failure. What happened? When the number of subscribers increased, the application started behaving. What happened? It was getting slowed down. So they asked the government, yeah, the application is slowing down and we want to increase the computing. Actually, it was in the cloud. But then they told the government that we need more computing power. For that, we have to pay this much. Then the government told them, no. You have a quota for this solution for 2.5 lakhs. But how can we ask for more money? So it stopped there. They couldn't scale up in the cloud. See? So on the fly, you can scale up with the cloud. If your solution has got a performance issue, then you can scale up. So that's the beauty of cloud. You'll hear this buzzword in your life many time. Azure is leading now. AWS is close behind, and Google public cloud is also coming up. So check out cloud big time before you come into the industry. Take a space. It's free subscriptions are available in Azure. Go for it. Even AWS. This many hours, this much services, check out, host your own site, develop a small application, put it in the cloud free of cost, put it in your resume when you go for an interview. That will, impress the, when you go for a, campus interview and all, that will create a mighty impression on the recruiters, companies who are recruiting. Thank you. Moving to the next buzzword for limitation of time, machine data. What do you understand by machine data? It is closely, I'm not going to spend much time on this, but then I will directly. So I already talked in IoT, what is machine data? The devices are generating data. So this data is going to be very important. So this is not like normal human being transactional data. So the data are generated by machines, machineries every second. The volume of data is big time. So it is going to be stored in the cloud in a different way. So, what is RDBMS? One of you just can answer the question. RDBMS, what is the full form of that? RDBMS.
Relational database management system. Right. Yeah, relational database management system.
Who said that? Can you tell me?
Akash.
Akash, good one, Akash. So you have one of the points. So RDBMS has changed the world. We have different vendors of RDBMS software. Microsoft MS SQL Server, Oracle, PostgreSQL, MySQL. So these are the leading software systems. So we are using RDBMS around the world. All the data which is going as a transactional data in multiple banking application, hospital management systems, ERP systems, you go anywhere, your data is in the RDBMS system. It can be MySQL, it can be PostgreSQL, it can be Oracle, but then your data is stored mainly in the RDBMS system. But when it comes to machine data, IoT data, we need a separate systems for that because RDBMS cannot handle that huge kind of data. So that is for that we have NoSQL databases. Mahesh and Akhil will tell you a little about some of the, at least the names of some of the NoSQL database systems so that you can check out, because I am pretty sure that your curriculum or syllabus is not handling any NoSQL database systems. But here some names of the NoSQL database systems from Akhil and Mahesh.
Yeah, I can start.
Yeah, go ahead, Mahesh.
Okay. So currently the NoSQL, it's like a NoSQL going to score is like a, then we cannot predict the structure of the data. For example, it's like when you're storing a student information, you know that what are the informations are going to come, student name, student ID, address, blah, blah, blah. But when you are going to a machine learning or a large volume of data, you cannot predict that because a lot of data is coming from different machines or different platforms. Then you cannot go with a predefined structure. You need to go with a runtime structure or a dynamic structure or a partial schema. It's called a partial schema or no schema concept. That's why NoSQL. So it's like a major industry leaders are like MongoDB, Neo4j, then Couchbase, Redis, all of database are there. But again, even the RDBM is also slightly going towards the NoSQL concepts. It's like earlier we said that the PostgreSQL, MySQL, these are the RDBMs. But again, last 4-5 years back, they start to support the NoSQL concepts. Like they start to include the JSON structures. So even RDBMs also we can use as a NoSQL concept. Yeah, the names we can say that MongoDB, Neo4j, then Couchbase, Redis, Cassandra, then Hadoop. Yeah.
At least, yeah, Cosmos DB. At least check out one of these guys, my friends. Yeah, it is very important moving forward. Next buzzword is intelligent algorithms. This is going to be, I'll directly go into, due to the limitation of time, I'll directly go into this. This is very one. So some of you are very smart in writing, fresh and intelligent algorithms. A small percent of you. See, IT people can also be in the different categories. Some of you are geeks, you would like to write a, AI algorithm or an intelligent algorithm, a machine learning, algorithm, a ML model, data model, a learner program. You will be able to do that. So these intelligent algorithms are going to be very important moving forward. I'm connecting it with the IoT. Previously, at the end of the day, a bank can generate a report. The manager is asking, okay, sure, give me the report of all the deposits which happened today. What the clerk will do, he will run a report and he will take a printout and give it to the manager. Pretty easy, right? Because the volume of data and everything is limited. So he can do that. But then think of a scenario when every 5 seconds, 4,000 data points are coming from a ship and it is stored in the database. And the ship superintendent is asking, show me the variation in the fuel pump behavior, or show me the variation and the fuel efficiency. Who will be able to look into that data? Which printout can contain that kind of data? So inferences can, so the volume of data is so huge, so no human beings can fire a query, SQL query, like select star from this table or select star from this field from this table, join with this table, give me the report. That's not possible, absolutely. As Mahesh has already said, number one, the data is not structured. So you can't fire a structured query into that data. Number two, the volume of data is too big. Who is going to look into that? So the only way you can look into such data is by writing mathematical models. So mathematics, we are consulting. Actually, we are consulting with the mathematicians to make models, to derive intelligent algorithm. Some algorithm only can go into this data. A program which is written with an intelligent algorithm can go into this data and come up with inferences. Saying, taking my previous example, the fuel pump of the fuel valve clearance was 6 millimeter for the last 5 years, but in every 2 hours, it is showing a erratic behavior. It is showing us 10 millimeter, so there can be a problem. Predictive, proactive maintenance is maybe needed. So a flag or a message will go to a person who is responsible for a problem. So what is going to happen is like they will get an inference from the data. So intelligent algorithms are written by programmers for coming up with the inferences, intelligent inferences from a huge volume of data. So those people who can do that, if you think that you are capable, identifying your capabilities is very important. Where do you fit in the IT spectrum? There are various kinds of developers. There are DB developers, so there are AI developers, so there are business application developers, so system program developers, so driver developers, so many categories. So where do you fit in? Are you good in writing intelligent algorithms, machine learning systems? The future is UX. So those among you, those who feel that you are game for that, check out that, because there is a lot of future in that.
Yeah, Rajesh, I'm just adding one word to that intelligent algorithm. I just recently read a interesting news. So it's like, maybe you heard about the Silo. Recently, they lost 4,000 crore due to the error in the algorithm. So when we are writing algorithms, we need to be very careful.
Yeah, right. That is a very interesting news in the last week. You all would have heard about that. So the intelligent algorithm was taking decisions with respect to selling and buying, property, especially housing property. So based on the inferences from this algorithm was churning a lot of data and coming with inferences saying that, okay, sell this property. And the company people were blindly following that. But then the algorithm was not smart enough to calculate all the parameters. They ended up in a huge loss. So that can also happen. So in such cases, your algorithm is not intelligent, you will get fired. Not that also. So those one of you feel very confident that you can write intelligent algorithm, can do damage also if it is not intelligent enough. Thank you for bringing up that. Good point. RPA. How much time we have? I'll do it around 15 minutes. So we'll go pretty fast. RPA, robotic process automation. Any one of you want to chip in? What is robotic process automation? Write these three things, okay? Automation anywhere. Write it down. Automation anywhere. Blue Prism. UI path. Okay, so this is one area where I feel that if you are not a very fluent coder, but you still in the computer industry, and you feel that you cannot create intelligent algorithms, or you won't be able to write something from scratch to achieve functionality, you come to that. No problem. But then RPA can be a very good choice for a robotic process, right? So automation over automation. I'll take a simple example. Suppose you have an application, banking application. This banking application, every morning, the clerk will come and the clerk will upload an Excel sheet into the application. The Excel sheet will contain all the transactions which happened during the day. Okay, so this Excel sheet will be processed by the application and certain reports has to be generated. So who is doing this manual process every morning at 10 o'clock? The clerk will come, he will go to his desk, 10 o'clock in the morning, he will upload this Excel sheet in the software will process it. So there is a manual process involved every day. Such manual interactions which is done in the application can again be automated. What if I put this Excel sheet in a folder and using a RPA program, robotic process automation, it is a tool which will allow me to orchestrate this process. Like if the clerk just copies this, or any process which copies this Excel sheet in a folder, the RPA process will automatically take it from that location, feed it to that software. So suppose you want to, I'll tell a simple hacking thing. Suppose you want to check why is that capture there in every booking site, to prevent the RPA process, robotic process automation, so to prevent the bots doing that. Because you can just launch every operation which you do on a computer, like launching a browser, typing an address, bringing a login page of an application, typing in the username and password, getting into the application, clicking on a menu, everything can be automated using robotic process automation. UiPath is a tool for that. So there are many processes, many software systems in many years. അതെങ്ങനെ ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്തതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഒരു ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീയിങ് ഈ സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ സിസ്റ്റമായിട്ട് ഇന്ററാക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നുള്ള ഒരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് വെച്ചാണ് അത് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. പക്ഷേ കുറെ കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ അവർ കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചു ഈ ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീയിങ്സ് ഈ സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ സിസ്റ്റമായിട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന പല ആക്ഷൻസും നമുക്ക് ഓട്ടോമേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാന്ന് കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചു. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഞാൻ അതിനെ ഓട്ടോമേഷൻ ഓവർ ഓട്ടോമേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഒരു എക്സൽ ഫയൽ അപ്ലോഡ് ഓർ ബുക്കിംഗ് എ സംതിങ്. So everything can be orchestrated, and an RPA process, robotic process automation process, can do this very effectively. അതിനെ ഓർക്കസ്ട്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് സ്കെഡ്യൂൾ ചെയ്താൽ മാത്രം മതി. രാത്രി 12 മണിക്ക് അത് ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക് ആയിട്ട് ഈ പരിപാടി ചെയ്തോളൂ, എന്നിട്ട് അതിന്റെ ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്തോളൂ. നോ നീഡ് ഓഫ് എനി ഹ്യൂമൻ ഇന്റർവെൻഷൻ. ഇതാണ്
അതിന്റെ ജസ്റ്റ് ഒരു സിമ്പിൾ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ആണ്. നമ്മളൊരു വെബ്സൈറ്റിൽ കയറുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ഐ ആം നോട്ട് എ റോബോട്ട് എന്നുള്ള ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മളത് ടിക്കറ്റ് കൊടുത്ത് അതിൻ്റെ ക്യാപ്ചയൊക്കെ ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്താൽ മാത്രമേ നമ്മൾ അകത്തേക്ക് കയറത്തുള്ളൂ. കാരണം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇത് റോബോട്ടിക് ഇത് വെച്ച് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് ബമ്പാഡ് ചെയ്യാം, റിക്വസ്റ്റ് ബമ്പാഡ് ചെയ്ത് നമുക്കൊരു സെർവർ താർക്കണമെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ഫോർ ലൂപ്പ് എഴുതി ഇട്ടിട്ട് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ്ലി വിളിച്ചാൽ മതി. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ വരാതിരിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ഈ ഒരു റോബോട്ടിക് ചെക്ക് ഒക്കെ ചെയ്യുന്നത് വെബ്സൈറ്റുകളിലെല്ലാം.
അബ്സല്യൂട്ട്ലി അബ്സല്യൂട്ട്ലി. അതൊരു ഇതിന്റെ ഒരു നെഗറ്റീവ് സൈഡാണ്. പോസിറ്റീവ് സൈഡ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു കമ്പനിയിൽ ഇതുപോലെയുള്ള അനേകം റുട്ടീൻ പ്രോസസ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും. ഒരുപക്ഷെ ഇൻവോയ്സ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, ഒരുപക്ഷെ എംപ്ലോയീസിന്റെ എല്ലാവരുടെയും സാലറി പേ സ്ലിപ്പ് അയക്കുന്നതിനകത്ത് ഇതെല്ലാം ഈ റോബോട്ടിക് പ്രോസസ് ഓട്ടോമേഷൻ വെച്ചിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഓർക്കസ്ട്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. അപ്പം ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാമിംഗ് ചെയ്യുന്ന അത്രയും ഡിഫിക്കൽട്ട് അല്ല ഇത്. റോബോട്ടിക് പ്രോസസ് ഓട്ടോമേഷനകത്ത് C# അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ജാവയിലോ നിങ്ങളൊരു ഫംഗ്ഷനാലിറ്റി ചെയ്യുന്ന പോലെ അത്രയും കോംപ്ലിക്കേറ്റഡ് അല്ല. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ സ്റ്റെപ്സ് എല്ലാം ഡ്രാഗ് ആൻഡ് ഡ്രോപ്പ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഓർക്കസ്ട്രേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. സോ പീപ്പിൾ വിത്ത് ലെസർ കോഡിംഗ് കപ്പാസിറ്റി ക്യാൻ കം ടു ദിസ് ഏരിയ. The point which needs to be noted. Agile. Who wants to talk about Agile? Agile development methodology. നിങ്ങളൊരു ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിന് പോകുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് 100% ചെക്കൗട്ട് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമാണ് അജൈൽ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് മെത്തഡോളജി. വാട്ടർഫോൾ മോഡൽ നിങ്ങൾ പഠിക്കുന്നുണ്ട് നിങ്ങളുടെ സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് ആൻഡ് ഡിസൈൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു പേപ്പർ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിനകത്ത് നിങ്ങൾ പഠിക്കുന്നുണ്ടായിരിക്കും. അജൈൽ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് മെത്തഡോളജി നിങ്ങൾ പഠിക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഓ വെരി ഗുഡ് വെരി ഗുഡ്. Then tell me what is agile development methodology in a nutshell.
അതായത് ഈ പ്രോസസ് പല പല സെക്ഷനായിട്ട് ബ്രേക്ക് ഡൗൺ ചെയ്ത് ചെയ്യുന്ന സംഭവമല്ലേ? ഇച്ചിരിയുടെ അതായത് ഞാനിത് അജയില് പഠിപ്പിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. ഞാൻ വാട്ടർഫോൾ മോഡലൊക്കെ പഠിപ്പിച്ച അതിന്റെ കൂടെ അജയിൽ നിന്ന് കേട്ടപ്പോ ഒന്ന് വായിച്ചു നോക്കിയതാണ് അതിന് മുമ്പ്.
ആകാശാണോ ഇത്?
അതെ അതെ.
Okay, very good, very good. Fantastic, Akash. Because waterfall is, trailing behind Agile. Everybody is following Agile. Agile വളരെ ഹോട്ട് ആയിട്ടുള്ള അതിലായിരിക്കും നിങ്ങൾ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അജയിൽ നിങ്ങളുടെ ബ്ലഡിൽ കൂടെ ബോൺസിലും മാരോസിലും അജയിലിന്റെ ഫിലോസഫി സിങ്ക് ഇൻ ചെയ്യണം.
ഇപ്പോഴും ഈ അക്കാഡമിക് ലെവലില് അജയിലില്ല, ഈ വാട്ടർഫോൾ സ്പൈറലൊക്കെയാണ് ഇപ്പോഴും ഉള്ളത്. അപ്പം അജയിൽ എന്താന്ന് ഔട്ട് ഓഫ് ദ ബോക്സ് നമുക്ക് പഠിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നുള്ളൂ.
കറക്റ്റ്. പക്ഷെ നിങ്ങൾ അത് വായിച്ചു നോക്കിയാൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവുന്നത് ഇൻ കമ്പാരിസൺ ബട്ട് വാട്ടർഫോൾ എന്താണ് അജയിലിന്റെ ഒരു ഡിഫറൻസ്, ഐട്രേറ്റീവ് മോഡലിന്റെ ഒരു ഡിഫറൻസ് എന്താണുള്ളത്. ഈ അജയിൽ പ്രാക്ടീഷണർ ആകാന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അതൊരു ഒരു പ്രാക്ടീസ് ആണത്. വാട്ടർഫോൾ ഒരു മെത്തേഡ് ആണെങ്കിൽ ഐ വുഡ് സേ അജയിൽ ഈസ് എ പ്രാക്ടീസ്. ഒരു പ്രാക്ടീസ്. ആ പ്രാക്ടീസിൽ മാത്രമേ നമുക്ക് അതിന്റെ എസെൻസും അതിന്റെ സോളും അബ്സോർബ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. ഒരു ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ പ്രാക്ടീസ് ആണത്. I will let Mahesh talk a little bit on Agile. We'll be going in a fast pace. It is a vast thing, but then Mahesh, can you?
Sure. So when you are coming to the software development cycle, we can say like a waterfall, Agile. Then again, the aggressive Agile is there. It's aggressive Agile is like a Scott that I can talk later. So waterfall is like first we are deciding what we are going to do. Maybe that development or that effort may be a 1 year or 2 year time span. But we start the development and then we will wait until 2 years to finish that. We are not ready to change that. That's the waterfall methodology. But the problem is like a problem with the waterfall methodology is like now the market is very dramatic or very frequently changing. So we need to immediately adapt the market changes. Otherwise, we will be we need to stand in the queue because other people should be overtake our product. I mean, suppose we are introducing a new product or new idea to the market. So then we are identifying that some trends are going. Then we need to quickly adapt that. Then we need to use the agile methodologies. Agile methodologies like we are split into small chunks. Like what to say. It's like a short time span. We are defining the scope of a development. It's like a 1 to 4 weeks, maximum 4 weeks. Otherwise, the normal practice is like we are going with a 2 weeks. So in every 2 weeks, we are defining. Okay, we are defining what we are going to do. If we want to change it, we are only losing 2 weeks effort. Otherwise, if we are going with a waterfall, we are losing maybe 1 year effort or 2 year effort. So not only losing the effort, we will be a loser in the market. We cannot easily adapt the market change. So in the competitive world, we need to immediately adapt the changes. So for adapting that, we need to practice Agile. So in the Agile, there is a lot of bits like a PO, so like a product owner, then sprint, Then scope discussions like review meetings. A lot of meetings are there, and the product owner would be the taking the decisions of that agile. So he is the owner of that sprint, and he's deciding that okay, we are going to do these things. And if in between agile, in between the sprints we identify that okay, we are doing in a wrong way, then we can easily change that. We will lose only very few amount of work. Yeah, that's agile. So it's like a building a house. It's like a waterfall. It's like a building a house. We initially we plan everything, we draw everything, and then start the building and finish the house. But in the software world, it is not possible. I mean, it is possible, but it's not worth. So if you do that way, then we will lose in the market. Yeah, then we lose a lot of money also.
അതാണ് ഇപ്പൊ പറഞ്ഞ വളരെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പോയിന്റ് ആണ്. അതാണ് അതിന്റെ എസെൻസ്. വി ആർ ഇൻവോൾവിംഗ് ദ കസ്റ്റമർ ഇൻ ദ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ്. ഓരോ സ്പ്രിന്റിന്റെ എൻഡിലും ഐറ്ററേറ്റീവ് ആയതുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണിക്കുകയാണ് കസ്റ്റമർ എബഡി വി ഹാവ് ഡെവലപ്ഡ് ദിസ് ഫസ്റ്റ്. ഈസ് ദിസ് വാട്ട് യു വാണ്ട്? വാട്ട് ഈസ് യുവർ കമന്റ് ഓൺ ദിസ്? ഹി ഈസ് സീയിങ് ഇറ്റ്, ഹി ഈസ് സേയിങ് കമന്റ്സ്. സോ വിച്ച് വി ക്യാൻ ടേക്ക് അപ്പ് ഇൻ ദ സബ്സിക്വന്റ് സ്പ്രിന്റ്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ദ ബ്യൂട്ടി ഓഫ് ഇറ്റ്. സോ ഹി കനോട്ട് ഡിസോൺ. അറ്റ് ദി എൻഡ് നമ്മൾ വീട് പണിത് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ മഹേഷ് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ സോഫ്റ്റ്വെയർ പണിത് കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ഇതല്ലായിരുന്നു എനിക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിരുന്നത്, യു ഡിഡ്ന്റ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് മൈ റിക്വയർമെന്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ ഫുൾ ഡൗൺ ദ ഡ്രെയിനേജ് പോകില്ല ഈ എഫേർട്ട് മുഴുവൻ. അപ്പം ഓരോ അയക്കോ ഡിസോൺ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് ചോദിക്കാം, സ്പ്രിന്റ് വണ്ണിൽ കാണിച്ചതല്ലേ ഇത്, then you agreed, why are you disowning right now? So we are a positive participation. Every end of every sprint, chunk by chunk, with the involvement of the customer, we are developing it. That is the beauty of it. BI, business intelligence. Yeah, either Mahesh or Akhil can take up this topic.
I think Akhil is not there. Okay, I can take up. Akhil is there? Yeah.
Hi. So BA nothing less like especially. So for an example, like if you need to generate a report from a different data sources, so there are actually different solutions which are actually available in the markets that let you create report in the sense like so visual report, like some charts, trend analysis, and predictive analysis, those kind of reports in an easier way. So there are actually different solutions which are actually there, like a Power BI, Tableau, and in combination with some AI and ML tools, so we can able to create very intelligence reports. So business intelligence is nothing less actually if you have the data with you, like assume like actually, so you are actually there in the banking domain, like so you'll be having the data from different stakeholders, or actually you will be having the data from different members, right? So if you need to generate a report from among the whole set of peoples you have, so this business intelligence tool will help you to create report very drastically.
Yeah, I just want to give a simple example to that BI. So suppose like you take an example of Lulu. So in usually how you know that which products are selling together? He has no idea, right? This kind of BI tools are delivering the data to that floor manager. You need to put these items together, then you can sell more items. Or it's like a season selling. It's like in a rainy season, what are the items are more selling or more demandable? So this kind of data they are collecting from the building section, I mean building software, and they are predicting that you put these items together, then people will buy more because this is a combination works. And then some seasons these products are more demandable, so it will be upfront they are giving an indication to the business owner, so they can improve their business, they can make more profitable. Not only the business, it's like when you go to the well developed countries like USA or some other countries, they will predict that what kind of diseases are going to happen or going to impact or in a particular area, because they are continuously monitoring the Google search data. Like from a particular area, someone is searching for a particular symptom. A lot of people are searching the same symptom. Then they are detecting that something is happening there, some disease are causing there. So that kind of data is providing by this business intelligence, and the business intelligence tools are providing, or business intelligence tools are displaying that data in a beautiful way. It's like a Power BI or Tableau or Jasper report, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Visualization of data. So catching about what Mahesh has said, നിങ്ങൾ എപ്പോഴും ഒരു ചാർട്ട് കാണുന്നു, അതിന് കോവിഡിന്റെ ചാർട്ട് ആണെങ്കിലും ശരി, ന്യൂസ് പേപ്പറിലൊരു ഗ്രാഫ് ആണെങ്കിലും ശരി, പൈ ചാർട്ട് ആണെങ്കിലും ശരി, എവിടെ നിങ്ങളൊരു ബിസിനസ്സിൽ ഒരു ചാർട്ടോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു വിഷ്വലൈസേഷൻ ഓഫ് എ ഡേറ്റ കാണുകയാണെങ്കിൽ, understand that there is a BI behind it. There is a business intelligence system. It can be a out of the box system, or somebody have written that intelligence in an SQL or in any coding language or as a algorithm. So ഒരു BI പ്രോസസ് അതിന്റെ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. Any visualization, ഏത് ഡാറ്റ വിഷ്വലൈസേഷന്റെ ബാക്കിലും ഒരു ബിസിനസ് ഇന്റലിജൻസ് ഉണ്ടെന്ന് മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിരിക്കുക. So people who are good in data, some of you are good in data, some of you are good in programming, അതിലേക്ക് നിങ്ങളുടെ ഒരു അറ്റൻഷൻ പോകുന്നത് നന്നായിരിക്കും. BYOD, yeah, Mahesh, I will hand it over.
Yeah, this is we just start this buzzword because you are coming from college to the corporate world. So the expansion of this word is like a bring your own device. So when you're in a college, yes, most of the colleges are restricted, but the same way, in organizations also not allowed to bring all your devices into the workplace, because you know that we are working with the corporate world and very sensitive data we are handling. So someone is stolen our data in their mobile or in their pen drive, then we will lose crores money. We need to give the penalty for the client, or we need to go to the court for addressing these kind of issues. So there is a lot of policies are implemented by these corporate companies, not only the Thinkpalm. Most of the companies have that, which device you can bring to the workplace. So in the most of the areas, mobile phones are allowed, but in some areas very restricted. You cannot bring your phone also. Yeah, that's a BYOD, bring your own device. That's a policy related thing.
Very good. So BYOD is another buzzword back in US. Bring your own drinks. So when we are having bachelor parties, so you have a buzzword like bring your own drinks. So drinks will not be served. You will have to bring your own drinks. So don't confuse between two. Next one is crowdsourcing. Yeah, again, over to you, Mahesh.
Yeah, crowdsourcing, it's like you know that the crowdfunding, it's like when we have a huge money is required for a common solution or a common reason. It's like maybe it's like a flood relief or something. We are doing a crowdfunding, right? What is crowdfunding? It's like we are collecting money from the public, right? We are raising a crowdfunding request to the public, and then we are collecting the money. That's a crowdfunding. The same way, suppose we need a lot of data to produce something, or suppose we need to produce a data for students. So how the students behaves in the time of COVID. So we need lot of data to bring up with a solution, or bring up with a statement like, okay, in the COVID time, some students affected this much and some students affected this much or this area, right? So we need data. So we can raise or we can create a Google form or something like that, and we can go for a crowdsourcing. So from the crowdsourcing, we will get the data. Not only the data, maybe sometimes we are generating open source platforms. So we can use the crowdsourcing for a code also. So some freelance developers will be developed for some part of your code. So it is very cheap. You don't need to hire the employees. Yeah, that's a crowdsourcing.
Green technology, Mahesh, out here.
Yeah. So green technology, it's the word itself saying that green. What is green? When you are everywhere, we are saying that green, right? It's an environment related thing. So when you are working with the technology, make sure you are not having that. So you know that when you are running a very huge data centers, it's producing heat is very high. Then also they are using a lot of energy to run the data centers, or some applications required. Recently, you heard that it's a Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin mining, they are using tons of machines to mine a coin. So it's using a lot of energy and producing a lot of heat into the atmosphere or environment. So that is damaging our environment. So that's why when you are doing something, make sure you are not harming the environment. That's a green technology concept.
ITAL.
Yeah, it is like a information technology, information library. This is like a practice. It's not a thing or a item. It's like a practice, like how it is all thing like where we discuss like agile and a lot of things, right? The same way, it's IT is like a practice. So what are the things we need to bring in the time of planning and executing? It's like a auditing system. Like most of the company have going with the ISO certifications or other kind of certificates, security certification or that kind of certifications. This is like a practice in the IT industry, not only the IT industry. It's like everywhere. It's like what are the things we need to execute, and it's not a predefined structure. Every person or every auditor can be contribute, and we can improve the process, and we can make sure the clients are happy, clients are getting more frequent deliveries or better deliveries, and with the minimum cost. So that is ITA.
Thank you.
So
So
with
with
this,
this, with this, we are concluding the buzzwords. So there is another intention behind before Sangeeta takes over and conclude. My dear friends, there is another intention behind we have given these buzzwords. There was a time when technology was small and people were big. So that is when I started my career way back in 1992. We had only DOS and Windows 95 even came on 95. It was Windows 3.1. So we were big. Only a database management system. COBOL was there. FoxPro was there. So the technology was small and people were big. Now completely the scenario has changed. It is the technology is now big and the people are small. Nobody can, no single individual can grasp the whole spectrum. The spectrum of technology has multifold, increased multifold. It is huge. Explosion of knowledge and technology has happened in the previous decades. So what is relevant for you is like people, my dear youngsters who are listening to me, understand that wherever you are in the spectrum, you be a first class coder, very good. You are into artificial intelligence, very good. But then if you are not a coder and you are interested in data, still you have a spectrum. You will fit in somewhere in this industry. You can take up a RPA. You can become a QA engineer. You can become a business analyst. So the spectrum is so big, it can accommodate all the people with different type of capabilities and skills. You will find a place for you because the technology spectrum has expanded multifold. So never get disappointed if you are not a first class. If you are not writing the code like your friend so fluently, don't be disappointed. You will fit in somewhere else. But it is very important that you identify that. Where do I fit in? That search is going to be a little painful. Even after you come into the industry, you get a job, you're recruited by a company, then also it can be a little painful. But that search you make and get into one of the technology spectrum where you fit in, wherein your intelligence is falling smoothly in sync with that place and you will fit in completely. So that is one another intention for us to show you some of the technology verticals in the shape of these buzzwords. Thank you all. I am passing it to Sangeeta.
Thank you for your patient listening. I hope we could share some knowledge related to the technology. Okay, yeah, and we would like to continue our endeavor of sharing more knowledge to the young talents. Please join us on the company channel, Thinkpalm company channel on Discord. So yeah, we would be engaging with you in the days to come. Thank you so much. And if you do have any questions at this point in time, we can take up. If not, we can we can wrap up for now, and we'll meet you on the company channel on Discord.
Thank you, Team Thinkpalm. It was a nice session. I liked it very much because you guys were explaining each and every keywords by every buzzwords. So I think I didn't know some words like RPA. I heard about UiPath and the companies, but you guys explained about RPA and how it uses for the process and everything. And that was nice. I learned so many things, but actually we went over time a little bit, And for students who haven't joined on Discord, you can join from the website. We'll also be sharing the link, and join the Thinkpalm company channel in companies, and yeah, that's all. And this we are about to end the broadcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Rajesh. Like, I just want to add, like, it was very, very interesting session because I also was listening very carefully. Like, normally companies come and just talk about their company and things about their company, but here, like, you were trying to explain the areas that the company Thinkpalm work on, and also like let the students understand what it is, so that they can actually dream about or think about getting into some area which might be interesting for them. So normally, like students, whether you are interested in Agile, they should know like what is Agile, right? So that basic introduction was there, and it was a really nice session. And Abhiram, is there anything that you finally want to ask?
Yeah,
Abhiram
I
is your
just
company buddy? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Hi. So I just wanted to know how will you be organizing the upcoming events in GTECH from your
We're
Thinkpalm?
making the announcements, Abhiram. We are making we are doing the planning. Once we have it finalized, we will be informing accordingly.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
And one more question about the internship. Will it be available during these programs or after the program ends, like the upcoming events? You know?
Like whether you in future, like whether you are planning for internships and hiring through the platform, like what is your
We would, but it's again on a selected mode. It is that the criteria and the selections we would let know accordingly.
okay? Yeah. Thank you, Rajesh, Mahesh, Sangeeta, and Akhil is also there, right? Yeah.
Thank you very much for
Thank
being
you
with
very
us.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We appreciate the time. The technology is, really intoxicating for you. Lot of opportunities. I can't express it in words. It is waiting for you. So get intoxicated with the technology. It is more intoxicating than drugs and alcohol. So engage your brain with the technology. That is the motto Thinkpalm wants to give you. And I'm assuring you, you'll enjoy this journey. And it is so exciting. Welcome. And thank you, profoundly thank you for all the experience listening to us from the Thinkpalm broadcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And thank you, Vishnu. Wow. Thank you.